Hello everyone and welcome back to the UConn Huskies Dynasty. In the last episode, UConn improved to 3-1 on the season after beating Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh and dominating an FCS school. I've mentioned it a couple times here in year 2. I do think the game has gotten a little bit too easy, so I have changed up the sliders a little bit. The league settings are entirely the same. It's Heisman difficulty, 10-minute quarters, and I'm actually going to lower this play clock a little bit. And then as for the actual gameplay sliders, here's what I've come up with. This is completely done on my own. I did not look up a slider set. This is just based on my experience playing the series. I mentioned that it feels like Evers is entirely too accurate, so I've lowered the player QB accuracy to 42. I know I've complained about time to throw, but oftentimes you're not going to have time to throw, especially against better opponents, so I left pass blocking the same. Wide receivers have the stickiest hands ever in this game. No one drops anything, so I've lowered wide receiver catching to 45. Pass defense reaction time I upped to 60, but lowered interceptions to 35 because defenders just pick off anything that really hits them in the hands ever. And I upped pass coverage to 65 as well. And then it's very similar for the CPU skill, but I left quarterback accuracy a little bit higher because it's less frequent that they have absolutely insane completion percentages like I do with Nick Evers. Left pass blocking the same. Wide receiver catching down to 45 as well. Run blocking I upped slightly. It seems like we have way too good of a run defense at times. Fumbling kept the same, and I upped pass defense reaction time to 65. Interceptions down to 35 and pass coverage up to 70. I also lowered field goal power to 45, but when I was testing this, a kicker made a 63-yard field goal and he only had 94 kick power. So I'm going to lower this even a little bit further down to like a 42. Injuries are at 30, fatigue at 70, speed threshold 0, and then I do have some penalty sliders that are different as well. Feel free to pause and take a look. But with that out of the way, let's get into this week's recruiting. Not a ton to mention. I added more points to Dorian Tobin. As you can see here, Syracuse suddenly has decided that they want Tobin, and they did get more influence in the past week than we did. We were strictly doing a hard sell and had a visit scheduled. Now we are dumping as many points as possible. We're doing a hard sell, a soft sell, and an additional 5. And of course, he visits in week 7, which is a bye week. So we've got this week, the following week, and then the bye week is the week he visits. We're basically guaranteed to be in his top 3 at this point. It's just a matter of whether we can secure that commitment when he's down to his top 3. Max Cadet is the big one for today. He visits during this matchup against App State. I think if we get a victory, we can steal him from Penn State due to the amount that we got in terms of influence from the previous week. And for the first time this season, let's take a look at conference standings. Here's the ACC, and I've announced that we will be joining the ACC next season after Florida State and Clemson leaves. Well, Clemson's only 1-3, but Florida State is currently undefeated and ranked 2nd in the country at 4-0. We gave Pittsburgh their first loss on the season, but they are currently undefeated in conference play. And Syracuse has gotten their first loss, but they are 2-1 in conference play. In the American, if we sort strictly by regular win-loss, it's Tulane. For the Big 12, there's a few undefeated teams still. UCF is 4-0. We play them at the end of the year. In the Big 10, it's led by Penn State and Nebraska, both of which are 3-0. Conference USA, Liberty, 2-0. I'm considering moving them out of Conference USA next season. They're good enough to contend in an ACC, for example. As for the independents, we're 3-1. Notre Dame, 2-2. In the MAC, it's Buffalo at 3-1, but no undefeated teams there. In the Mountain West, Boise State and UNLV are undefeated. In the Pac-2, you've got a 2-3 Washington State and a 1-3 Oregon State. Originally, I was thinking they might join the Big 12, as is being rumored a bit in real life. But with the way that they're playing currently, I'm thinking that we do just have a Pac-12 Mountain West merger, or at least partial merger. In the SEC, Georgia, Kentucky, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Texas are all currently undefeated. And in the Sun Belt, Georgia State is 4-0. Then it's Southern Miss and Troy. Currently, the top 10 looks like this: Georgia, Florida State, Oklahoma, Penn State, Texas, Oregon, Alabama, Ohio State, Louisville, Michigan. And then the rest of the top 25 consists of all these teams down here. Nothing super surprising at this point, though I will mention UConn is receiving votes. After these next 2 weeks, our season becomes a lot more difficult. App State, a decent team, but currently 0-3, and FIU kind of in the same boat. But then it's Ohio State and Oregon State. South Alabama, maybe the weakest opponent to end the year. Then it's Duke, and then on the road at UTSA and at UCF. It's a lot of strong opponents to end the season. As for the 2025 Heisman watch, currently Brock Glenn, the sophomore quarterback for Florida State, leads the charge. And here's the stats so far this year for UConn. You've got Nick Evers, 1,100 yards through 4 games, 11 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, 86% completion percentage. It's a big part of why I've made that accuracy change. Rushing, Victor Rosa with 41 carries, 256 yards, no rushing touchdowns though. He does a lot from a receiving standpoint. Definitely more of a receiving back for us. And then there's Darrell Robinson, who has kind of been our power back for the season. And Mel Brown's gotten about 13 carries as well. In terms of receiving all year, it's been Porter and Rosa. I mean, just completely dusting everyone else in terms of receptions, 515 and 327 respectively. Jacob Rizzi has given up the most sacks of any of the blockers, but he typically goes up against the best pass rushers. Defensively, Zachary Spears leads the way in total tackles, but solo tackles is Lee Millette III. Tackles for loss is Julian Simon, no surprise there, more than double the guy in second. And then he also leads the team in sacks with 3.5, Yates with 1.5. Lee Millette leads the team in interceptions with 2. Chris Grubbs tied there as well. Zachary Spears with 1 and Jordan Wright with 1, which you guys didn't see, but it was a pick 6 against the FCS Pandas. Also, I saw a comment that suggested after Victor Rosa leaves, we kind of change up our play style to fit the type of players we have. And I really kind of like that idea because Victor Rosa is an excellent receiving back with really good speed. So we've been very pass heavy this season and been doing a lot of check downs to him just to get him into open space, especially because our running in the interior has not been very good. But next season, when it's like Cam Edwards and Darrell Robinson, sort of bigger guys that can run with a little bit of power at least, maybe we switch it up and we go pretty run heavy. I will say that the UConn playbook is nice, but it is a ton of just like drag routes, dump it off style of passes. I would love to get a more sort of, I guess, interactive playbook where there's maybe tougher decisions to be made, because most of the time in this UConn playbook, it's just Shamar Porter got open on a drag route, why would I throw it to anybody else type of thing. But with all that out of the way, welcome back to the UConn Huskies Dynasty, everybody. It's time to face off against Appalachian State. A win here could secure us a halfback of the future in Max Cadet, so it's all to play for today. App State will start with the football, so let's take a look at their offense. They are led by senior quarterback Billy Wiles. They actually have 2 seniors at a 78 overall. Charles Wright brings more speed into the lineup. Wiles has a bigger arm and is generally a bit more accurate, though Wright is better throwing short and throwing on the run. I think if it were me personally, I'd probably be starting Charles Wright. Halfback 1 is senior Anderson Castle, and then they have Manny Cummins behind him. Wide receiver 1 is Grant Tucker. Then they have Jaden McGowan and Michael Hetzel. And then their tight end 1 is David Larkins. So let's see what these new sliders have to offer. Will App State be strong while using them? To start the day, it is a handoff and a 1-yard loss. Cam Chadwick on the tackle, and this is a team that runs in the hurry up. Wiles out of the shotgun will look to throw this time, has his man over the middle. It's the tight end, and it's a first down for App State. From the 36, flipping the play as the receiver motions to the left side of the field. Wiles will keep it, and he goes down. It's Julian Simon with the sack. 2nd and 16 after the play from the senior linebacker, as they go back to throw over the middle, immediately finding his man, and that's going to set up a 3rd and 2. Definitely a much more manageable distance. 3rd and 2 from the 44. Will they go to the ground here with Castle? Man in motion. Maybe it's the jet touch pass. No, it's a keeper for Wiles, and I don't think he got it. He didn't. Zachary Spears making the tackle, and App State will have to punt. So here comes the UConn offense. It's 2nd and 10 after an incompletion. Darrell Robinson will get the carry, and he'll get decent yardage here, fighting for extra, gets 9. That makes it 3rd down and 1 from the 33. It's even a little less than 1, honestly. Can Darrell Robinson get there? He will. Great blocking in the middle, and it's a first down to the 41. So now we'll go and bring in Victor Rosa to the jet touch pass. And he's got blockers to the right side of the field. Josiah Gathings hits another one, but the other man brings him down. But a 1st and 10 for the Huskies from the 41 in Appalachian State territory. And it's another handoff. Darrell Robinson cuts this back. What a move by Robinson. He gets 8 yards. 2nd and 2 from the 33. Robinson's still in the game, and he's going to get the carry up the middle. I think he's just short of the first. 3rd and 1 from the 31. Evers takes the snap, looks to throw, goes over the middle, wants Shamar Porter, has him. Good blocking on the left side. I think that's Skylar Bell with the blocks. And it's a 1st and 10 at the 12 for UConn. Nearing 1st and goal. Handoff. Robinson takes this to the outside. Can't make anybody miss, but does have a pickup of 8. 2nd down and 2 from the 4. We're bringing Porter in motion. It's a jet touch pass to him. Can he get to the end zone? He does. Touchdown, UConn. And they'll take an early lead. The offense picking up right where it left off against Pitt. It's a touchdown for the Huskies. It'll be 7-0 to start the day. 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and the Mountaineers down by a touchdown. Did not run the ball much on the first drive. Here they go with Castle this time. Nowhere to go, though. No gain. That brings us to a 2nd down. Wiles out of the shotgun. And he'll fake the handoff. Yates trying to get in the backfield, but thrown downfield and completed to the left side. They, of course, hurry it up. Under 4 minutes left to play in the first quarter now. Wiles changing up the play. Doesn't like what he sees. And it is going to be a handoff to Castle. Again, no running room, and Cam Chadwick will make the tackle. Brings us to a 3rd down and 9. Wiles out of the shotgun. Of course, looking to throw. Goes over the middle, but misses his man. And it's another 4th down for the Mountaineers. 1st and 10 from the 13 to start a new drive for UConn. Darrell Robinson going to get the carry, breaks out of a tackle, but another man was there, no gain. 3rd down and 10 for UConn. Evers out of the shotgun will look to throw. Not a lot of time, gets it off to the middle of the field. It's Shamar Porter with the reception, and a big 1st down conversion for the Huskies. 2nd and 12 from the 36. Evers back to pass, dumps it to Victor Rosa. Can he make anybody miss? Breaks 1 tackle, but goes down at the 43. And that sets up a 3rd down and 4. Looking to throw again. It's Darrell Robinson open over the middle of the field, and it's a 1st down for UConn, and that'll end the first quarter. Slow and steady has definitely been winning the race for the Huskies. Just been slow and methodical on this drive, and on the last one that they scored on as well. 2nd and 7 from the 42. We'll go play action. Look for Lewis Hanson, as I believe Nick Evers took a hit there. 2nd and 7 from the 28. Evers back to throw. Running out of time, stepping up in the pocket, going to take off to his left side and slide down inside the 20 at the 16. 2nd and 11 from the 17. Will go to the ground again. Not sure what the left guard Morosky is doing. Ends up being a short gain because of it. Could have easily moved down to the linebacker, and it looks like he was trying to, but must have gotten stuck. That leaves us in a 3rd down situation from the 14. Evers to throw, wants Robinson, but misses the pass, and now it's 4th down. So we'll settle for the field goal attempt. That's up. That is good. So the Huskies extend their lead to 2 possessions. It's 10-0. Probably need a score here if you're App State. 1st and 10. They'll throw it on an RPO, but it's read the whole way. I think that was Damon Brinson on the tackle. It's actually a loss of 1 on the RPO there. Wiles will keep this one, and he's going to go down as well. 3rd and 15 after a couple losses in a row for the Mountaineers. Can they get it all back here? Excellent pocket. Lobbing one down the field. He's got a big arm, and he finds his man. He breaks the Brinson tackle. Touchdown, Mountaineers. On one big play. The offense had not been working really at all to this point. One huge throw from Wiles finds its target, and one broken tackle means that Jaden McGowan finds the end zone. Touchdown App State, and that's going to make it 10-7 after the PAT. The bright side for UConn is that took basically no time. So now they get the chance to score again. 1st and 10 and just no time. 2nd and 13 after the loss, and Evers is back to throw. Has Victor Rosa, who's actually wide open. Jukes a man out down the field and gets to the 45. It's a 1st and 10. 1st and 10 from the 45. Evers back to pass. Gonna lob one up to Shamar Porter. Anything you can do, we can do better. Although I guess in this case it's technically worse because it didn't get to the end zone, but it does get to the 10. 1st and goal for the Huskies. Been an action-packed first half so far, under 3 minutes left in the half. It's a jet touch pass. Victor Rosa gonna find his way to the end zone. Touchdown, UConn. The Huskies saw what App State was able to do offensively. Not to be outdone, they find their way to the end zone quickly and bring the lead back to 10. It's gonna be 17-7 when App State takes back over. 1st and 10 Mountaineers. 3:30 left in the half. And it's a jet touch pass for the wideout, finding some room, but quickly the gap closes. Now they hurry it up. It is 2nd and 7. Will they go to the air here? They will indeed. Time to throw, and finding a man underneath who makes a move, makes a man miss, and goes down to Raheem Lovelace at the 38. This App State offense loves their RPO, it seems. 2nd and 9. And it's going to be a fake handoff this time over the middle. Lovelace didn't get a hand up. That looked like it could have been picked. Instead, it gets to Jaden McGowan, and they continue. 1st and 10 from the 37, as Wiles is out of the shotgun. 2.5 minutes left in the half. And this one is going to be a handoff to the star halfback. Down he goes, though. Julian Simon is there, as well as Quincy Bryan. And now it's 2nd and 12, nearing the 2-minute warning. They'll likely run at least one more play, I would imagine. Wiles changes it up and will not hand it off. Instead decides to keep it, and down he goes. It's Chris Grubbs in the backfield, and that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. 3rd and long. 3rd and 14 to be exact. They'll look to throw. Nobody's open, finding his man, but it's going to be 4th and inches. And it looks like they're going to go for this. I can't say that I blame them. Wow, it's basically 1st down. Look at where they placed this football. But technically 4th and inches. Will they go to the ground? They do, and he's going to get it. 1st down for the Mountaineers. From the 26, minute 45 left to play. Over the middle, finding his man, breaking a tackle. Zachary Spears and Chris Grubbs have to clean it up. But it's a 1st and 10 at the 11. Not quite goal to go for the Mountaineers. They are chewing a ton of clock during this drive, though. From the 11. Time to throw again. Throws left side, and it's complete to the 5. From the 5-yard line. Can get a 1st down without a touchdown. As running out of time is Wiles, and he's way back there. It's going to be 3rd and 16. UConn calls a timeout. And this will make it 3rd down and 16. Looking to hold them to a field goal attempt. Or perhaps maybe they turn the football over, and down he goes. It's another sack, the 5th one on the day. He's just holding the football way too long. And now it's 4th and 20. We'll use our 2nd timeout. So they'll attempt a field goal here. Not an auto make by any means, but not the longest one you'll ever see. And nearly blocked, but kick is up, kick is good. 43 seconds left in the half for the Huskies to try to drive down the field and get any additional points. As we'll just dump this off to Victor Rosa to start the drive, and it looks like he got out of bounds. 38 seconds left, 2nd and 2, Evers. Back to throw, stepping up, rolling to his right. Nobody was open. Under 30 seconds left to play, we hurry it up to the line. As we'll go back to pass again. And we'll find our main man, the halfback. It's Victor Rosa, who gets his way down the field into App State territory. 2nd and 10, 13 seconds left to play. So we look for Shamar Porter on the edge. He got bumped, no call. 10 seconds left. Evers back to throw, looking for a man. Has one to the right side. It's Skylar Bell. And we'll call a timeout and I think just attempt a field goal here. It's a 48-yarder for Zach Costanzo. I'm not known for my field goal accuracy. This one is up. It is good. Just above the bar. A career long for the freshman Zach Costanzo, and I think a career long probably for me as the user. And UConn will extend the lead once again, keeping it at 2 possessions. And that brings us to halftime. And I gotta say, I think with these slider changes, it has played a little bit better, but still just a touch too much offense for my liking. I know that college football is obviously a ton of offense, but I do think it's still just a little bit too easy offensively. So we'll just tweak things more and more as we go, but I do like the way that that played. It was a bit more challenging for sure to stay ahead of Appalachian State. Huskies start with the football in the second half. It's 1st and 10 from the 22. Evers by himself. And he's going to dump this off to Josiah Gathings, who gets 4 yards. 2nd and 6 from the 27, and we'll hand it off. Victor Rosa tries to make a man miss and is going to be just short of the first down yardage. Darrell Robinson checks in, 3rd down and 1. We'll try to run it up the gut and just get the first down that way, and we will. 1st and 10 to the 35. And we'll go to the air on the fresh set of downs. And it's going to be a fumble from Nick Evers, recovered by App State, and it's going to be a fumble 6. A huge break that was very needed for the Mountaineers. The Huskies offense has been cooking all day, slow and steady winning the race. This time they get in the backfield quickly. Evers coughs it up, and App State gonna trim the lead to 3. Well, definitely not the start you'd want to the second half. 1st and 10 from the 25. As Evers will throw, finds Gathings, but it's actually gonna be a loss of 2. 2nd and 12 from the 23. And we'll go to the ground. Victor Rosa with the carry. Shifty little guy he is, a pickup of 7. 3rd and 5 from the 30. Evers back to pass, goes over the middle for Gathings, and it's dropped. Takes a hit, and it's 4th and 5. UConn gonna have to punt. Talk about a shift in momentum. Suddenly the Mountaineers with all of it. They get the fumble returned for a touchdown. It's 17-20, and then they get another defensive stop. And now with a chance to take the lead with a touchdown of their own. 2nd and 2 from the 44, as it's going to be a handoff to Castle, but in the backfield is Curvins Chute. And that brings us to a 3rd down and 5. Would be a great answer back from the defense if they could get a stop here. Wiles doesn't like what he sees, changes the play. Has all kinds of time to throw and dumps it off to his man, and that's a 1st down. It just seems like we cannot get pressure unless we send a blitz. 1st and 10 from the 46. Well, they go back to the ground with Castle. They do not. Instead, they throw it over the middle, and that's going to be an App State touchdown. They will take the lead away from UConn. Touchdown, Mountaineers. We can't get pressure when we send a blitz. We can't get pressure when we can't send a blitz, and we can't cover down the field. I mean, what are we supposed to do defensively? App State going to take a 24-20 lead, assuming they can make the PAT. Less than 5 minutes ago, the Huskies were up by 10, and now they're down by 4. Starting from their own 28, it's 1st and 10. Victor Rosa going to get the carry. Goes down at the 35. That makes it 2nd down, and Evers will look to throw and wants Shamar Porter, and he'll get the 1st down yardage. Evers back to pass, dumping it off. It's Josiah Gathings with some room to run, and he'll go down past the 50 at the App State 48. So on a fresh set of downs from the 48, Evers looks to throw, has his man over the middle, and it's Kylish Hicks who will get the pickup of 7. 2nd down. Darrell Robinson checks in. We'll go to the ground with him, but there's nowhere to go. Lucky he got back to the line of scrimmage at all. That sets us up for a 3rd down and 3 from the 41, and it's going to go to Victor Rosa, but I think he's short of the first. No, they mark him there. I thought he was short, but I will take it. From the 37, it's 1st and 10. And it's an HB draw, and Victor Rosa with a lot of running room to work with gets to the 22. 10 rushes for 37 for him on the day. So another fresh set of downs, approaching 2 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. And it's going to be Darrell Robinson on the carry, breaking a tackle and gets to the 15. 2nd and 3, Evers back to pass, has his man over the middle. It's Shamar Porter looking to get to the end zone, but goes down at the 7. And it's going to be a jet touch pass. Victor Rosa gets it and gets to the end zone. Touchdown, UConn. After losing the lead, they'll take it right back. But I still feel as though the momentum is currently with the Mountaineers. PAT will make it 27-24. We've got a close football game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. App State not wanting to go down quietly. Currently 27-24. That one is caught. Brinson close by. Would love to get some pressure on Wiles. Seems like he's had quite some time to throw during this half. It's a carry, though, and it's a 1st down for App State. 1st and 10 from the 35. Wiles will hand it off to Castle again. Zachary Spears making a very crucial tackle there. And now it's 2nd and 7 with about 10 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Looks like they'll run at least this play. And it's a fake to Castle. And then looking downfield is Wiles. He wants it all. Chris Grubbs is there. He'll swat it away. And that left 1 second on the clock here in the third quarter. 3rd and 7, final play of the third. Looking downfield again. Brinson hesitates. It gets over his head, and it's a touchdown for the Mountaineers. To end the third quarter, what is Damon Brinson doing? I honestly thought that was going to be an interception. Instead, it gets over his head, and it's a touchdown for Appalachian State. They'll take a 31-27 lead as we enter the fourth quarter. We'll take a look at this again from Brinson's point of view. I mean, the coverage is just right there. He's right on his hip, sees the ball, looks like he's maybe going to jump for it, hesitates, and that just opens it up for the wide receiver to take off. And this was just the AI. I didn't switch on. I try to not switch on frequently. Sometimes I do it out of habit. I didn't do it here. That's just all on Brinson. Talk about a shootout. UConn versus App State has turned into one. UConn back down by 4 once again. We're going to hand it off to Victor Rosa. Gets blocked by his own lineman in a loss of 1. 2nd and 11. And we'll try to set up a screen pass for Rosa. And we do get it to him, has blockers, but one of them missed his block, and now it's 3rd and 4. I guess Wilson has just decided that that man is not worth blocking. If he hits that block, Rosa's got like a 20-yard gain. That's actually absurd. 3rd and 4 from the 31. Evers back to throw, has Josiah Gathings over the middle, and will get the first down anyway. 2nd and 9 from the 40. Evers is back to throw and wants Gathings, has him. 3rd and 2 from the 48. Evers gonna hand it off. Darrell Robinson, and he's gonna get the first down. Just needs to hold on to the football. He does. 1st down and 10 from the 47. We'll go play action and just check it down to Robinson. He's got room to run here to the outside. Gets the first down to the 33. Inside the 30, it's 2nd down and 5, and Victor Rosa gonna get another carry here and gets the first down and a little bit more to the 16. Need the touchdown to take the lead, as Evers gonna roll and then throw for Shamar Porter, who makes the grab, a pickup of 7. 2nd and 3 from the 9. Evers will hand off. Robinson goes up the middle and gets the first down to the 5. 2nd and goal from the 5, and Evers will look to throw this time. Wants Shamar Porter, end zone, touchdown UConn. Who else was it gonna be? It's always Shamar Porter putting on his crown in the end zone. Touchdown Huskies. We did leave a lot of time on the clock, but the Huskies should retake a 3-point lead. 1st and 10, App State needs somebody, anybody, to make a play defensively. Wiles will throw immediately. Not a great start. The true freshman Lovelace gets dusted off the line by the tight end. 1st and 10 from the 44. About 3 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. And it is a fake handoff to Castle. And throwing to the left side is Wiles, and pushed out of bounds is the tight end at the 49. From the 49. And it's a handoff. Castle. Curvins is there. And this sets up a 3rd and 7 situation. A big opportunity for a UConn Huskies stop. It's not going to happen. 1st and 10 to the 45. Will they continue going to the air here, I wonder? No, they'll go to the ground with Castle. Lovelace can't make the tackle. It's another first down, and they're basically already in field goal range. Like I said, need somebody to make a play. This defense has been atrocious, especially here in the second half. 1st down and 10. Throwing immediately. Brinson nearly got there, but it's complete for a pickup of 3. 2nd and 7 from the 29. And it's a fake handoff to Castle. Going over the middle, finding his man, and it's a touchdown for the Mountaineers. This defense has been horrendous all day. This is one of the weaker offenses we've faced on the season. It doesn't appear to matter. Leaving about 2 minutes on the clock, App State will take another 4-point lead. What an absolute bloodbath this has turned into. 1st and 10 for UConn from the 25, as Evers will look to throw. It doesn't really have anybody open, just decides to throw it away. So about 2 minutes left to play. It's plenty of time for UConn to get down the field and score a touchdown. But, ooh, that was a risky throw from Evers. Gotta think that this is 4-down territory. 3rd and 10 from the 25. Evers back to pass, rifles it in, wants Hansen, and he drops it. Now it is 4th and 10, and the game basically comes down to this. 4th and 10 from the 25. Evers will look to throw. Lobs it up for Shamar Porter, but it's overthrown, and App State will take over. So now the Huskies defense tasked with keeping App State out of the end zone at all costs. Handoff. Castle. Zachary Spears making a huge tackle there. We burn our first timeout. A 1st down wins the game. A touchdown wins the game. There's a lot of win conditions here, as Curvins-Chu can't make the tackle, and they're gonna get the touchdown. As App State took all the momentum away in the second half, nobody on the defense stepped up at all, and it's gonna be a loss at home for the Huskies. It is still technically possible to win this game, so we'll give it our best shot, but I don't have high hopes, as we'll look to throw Evers stepping up and going down. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Evers back to pass. Gonna lob it up for Shamar Porter. He's made a lot of plays like this in the past. It falls incomplete. 3rd and 10 from the 25. Evers back to pass again. Tries to get it off, hit as he throws, and it's intercepted. And if it wasn't over before, it's definitely over now. And it looks like they're even going to add insult to injury with a pick 6. Avarian Cole finds the end zone, and UConn going to take an L. You know, I had a comment in the last episode about why I never throw down the field. And it's because we just can't take the time to do so. Our right guard got beat even after holding, and it just doesn't matter. There's no time for anything to develop in this offense because the offensive line has been so poor this season. A devastating loss for UConn, and the first win on the year for Appalachian State. They scored 21 in the 3rd and 21 in the 4th. Just a complete and utter failure of the defense in the second half. Absolutely horrendous level of play. I have never seen the defense collapse that badly before. It was truly embarrassing for the UConn defense. I'm sure they'll be running laps at practice. And with that loss, you got to keep in mind, we may have just lost a halfback recruit to Penn State because of that. I guess we'll see when I advance the week. Nick Evers honestly had a pretty good day. And you know what? I mentioned at halftime the sliders might not be the best. I still kind of think so. Offense is obviously way too easy still. But that was a lot more interesting of a game, I have to say. Like, it was very, very easy to win against Pitt with just basically default Heisman sliders. It was very, very easy to win pretty much all the games I won. I threw the game away against Syracuse. Should have won that one. But this was a really fun game, and the second half was truly challenging, and I guess Heisman difficulty just kicked in and they decided that App State was going to win. It comes down to this. Like I mentioned, we went all out on Max Cadet. I feel as though losing that game really just kind of ruined our chances of securing the 4-star halfback. Let's see. We will advance to the next week. Will Max Cadet commit to UConn? Regardless, he does. We get Max Cadet anyway, beating out Penn State. I really thought that the loss was going to ruin it for us. It did not. That is a huge commit for the Huskies. Of course, losing Victor Rosa, about to lose Cam Edwards, even though we redshirted him for this season. Cadet, probably from his sophomore season onward, would be the presumptive starter. We also get left tackle Dom Osgood, a 2-star out of Bellingham, Massachusetts. And I think this is going to be one of those episodes that is a single game episode. We did the poll. You guys obviously voted for 2 games per episode, but I think the best way to approach it is just based on how interesting something is. So that game against App State, super interesting. I think that's a fun one to be an individual episode. Plus, it's going to be a little bit longer as an individual game episode. And then games that are kind of boring, we'll do 2 games per episode. So I think like the Pitt and FCS one absolutely made sense to be 2 games in an episode. And this next one might be the same way. Maybe we blow out FIU or they blow out us, and then we get the bye week and then Ohio State. All of that to say, we're basically just going to play it by ear. If I feel like a game deserves to be an individual episode, I'll make it an individual episode. And if I feel like we need a couple games in an episode, I'll do that. And I think that that's totally fair. But anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. In the next episode, we head to Florida to face off against Florida International, who is a team very similarly rated to us and App State. But thank you guys so much for watching. I do truly appreciate the continued support. If you find yourself coming back on the regular and you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that sub button for me. It does help me out a lot. And I'll see you in the next episode.